Have you ever wondered how an empire can grow so huge it spans 3 different continents, all in just a couple of generations? Well, that's exactly what the Umayyad State did. Today, we're going to dive into that incredible story and see exactly how it all happened.
And hey, a huge shout out to all the 8th grade students of Mr. Salah El Ali. This one's especially for you guys. We're going to take what's in your textbook and really bring this amazing piece of history to life. So, you ready? Let's do this.
Okay, first things first, just look at this map. I mean, wow. From the coast of the Atlantic Ocean all the way to the borders of India. This was the Umayyad State when it was at its absolute biggest. So the big question is, how? How on earth did they expand so far so incredibly fast? Let's start digging for some answers.
All right, our story kicks off with a massive push to the west. We're talking about a journey across the vast landscapes of North Africa. This was the first and maybe the most important phase of the whole expansion. It really set the stage for everything that was about to happen.
You could actually see the routes the armies took right here on this map, marching west out of Egypt. It was a whole series of campaigns, led by some truly brilliant military minds. And the first major leader we really need to get to know is Uqba ibn Nafi.
Now, Uqba ibn Nafi did something that was just pure genius. He didn't just conquer territory and keep moving, no, he founded the city of Kairouan. And this wasn't just any city, it was a strategic headquarters. It was a permanent military base, a place to launch campaigns from, to defend their new lands, and, crucially, a hub for spreading the message of Islam, a total game changer.
So as these armies were moving west, who did they meet? They encountered the Berbers, the native peoples of North Africa, who had their own unique languages and rich cultures. And here's a key point. Many Berbers actually embraced Islam and became a vital part of this new state. They even joined the armies, helping to power that expansion even further west.
And look at this. This is the great mosque of Kairouan, which Uqba himself founded. Building something this magnificent, this permanent, sent a powerful message. This wasn't just about winning battles. This was about building a new, lasting civilization, with incredible centers of faith and learning that, believe it or not, are still standing today.
So, from the shores of North Africa, the Umayyads looked out across that thin strip of water, and they saw a whole new continent. This was the setup for the next, absolutely dramatic chapter in our story, the leap into Europe. This incredible next step was led by 2 legendary figures. You had Musa ibn Nusayr, who was the governor of North Africa, and his amazing general, Tariq ibn Ziyad. This map right here shows you the exact paths they took as they crossed the sea and kicked off their campaigns on the Iberian Peninsula.
The year 92 in the Islamic calendar. That was a big one. Tariq ibn Ziyad takes his forces across the strait and lands at a huge rock that would eventually be named after him, Jabal Tariq, or, as we know it today, Gibraltar. And it's there that he faces off against the Visigothic kings in the Battle of Guadalete. The result? A massive victory that basically blew the doors wide open to the rest of the peninsula.
So whenever you hear the term Al-Andalus, this is what we're talking about. The Iberian Peninsula. What we call modern-day Spain and Portugal. It's that piece of southwestern Europe that's just a quick hop across the water from North Africa. Now, here's what's truly mind-blowing. While all of this intense action was happening in the west, the Umayyad State was also launching another gigantic expansion, but this time to the east. They were pushing deep into the heart of Central Asia. At the same time.
Over in the east, the main man in charge was Qutayba ibn Muslim. You can see his campaign routes here, starting in a region called Khorasan and driving right into an area they called Transoxiana. He set up his home base in the city of Merv and launched his attacks from there.
So what is this Transoxiana place? It sounds kind of complicated, but it's really not. The name literally just means the land beyond the river. In this case, the Jehun River. We're talking about the heart of Central Asia here, a region that today is home to countries like Uzbekistan and Tajikistan.
And at the same time, another army was pushing east, but on a more southern path. This one was led by Muhammad bin Qasim, who, and get this, was basically just a teenager at the time. Can you imagine? His campaign took him into the land of Sindh, which is in modern-day Pakistan.
So you have these 2 incredible campaigns happening at once. Qutayba is pushing so far east that he actually reaches Kashgar, which is right on the border with China. Meanwhile, the young Muhammad bin Qasim is securing major cities in Sindh like Daibal and the capital Multan. It was a truly unbelievable 2-front expansion. Okay,
Let's just pause for a second. We're talking west into Europe, east into Central Asia. You just have to step back and ask, how did they do it? What were the secrets to their success that made all of this possible?
Well, it seems to boil down to four main reasons. First, they had a really powerful motivation, spreading the message of Islam. Second, that motivation was backed up by strong, disciplined, and really well-organized armies. Third, and this is a big one, was the good and fair way they treated the people in the lands they entered. And finally, none of it would have worked if the state itself wasn't strong and unified enough to manage it all.
And that point about fair treatment, it really was a game changer. It was so noticeable that centuries later, a French historian named Gustave Le Bon wrote this, saying that no one had known conquerors who were more merciful. This kind of approach often meant that people chose to cooperate instead of fighting back.
And that brings us right back to where we started, this map. When you put it all together, the push west into Al-Andalus, the push east into Central Asia and Sindh, you get this, a single massive empire stretching across 3 continents. It's just an absolutely incredible achievement, done in such a short amount of time.
So I want to leave you with a question to chew on. The Umayyads built a civilization in Al-Andalus that thrived for hundreds of years. So what parts of that legacy, in art, in science, in language, you name it, do you think we can still see in our world today? It's a great thing to think about. Thanks so much for coming along on this incredible journey through history.